I think the TTC, Toronto Transit, is the least safe place in Canada.
What the fuck is happening in Canada?
Like the streetcars don't smell like a giant camel's ass.
It's just been making it so much worse. Toronto, your transportation system sucks.
Hey, are you in Toronto and you want to go anywhere? Well, you can't because it's the weekend. So the TTC is closed because of course it is.
If you are a girl in Toronto riding public transit with your headphones in, go ahead and take them out right now because let me tell you what the fuck just happened to me.
Welcome back to Canadian Rant, the channel where we talk honestly about the issues affecting everyday Canadians. Today, we're talking about something that almost everyone in Toronto has experienced, and almost everyone is afraid to say out loud: the Toronto Transit Commission, the TTC. What was once just known for delays and overcrowding is now becoming something far more serious. For many riders, the TTC no longer feels inconvenient. It feels unsafe. And yet there's a major part of this story that keeps getting ignored. The growing homeless crisis in Toronto is increasingly playing out inside TTC stations, platforms, and subway cars, and everyday commuters are caught in the middle. This isn't about blaming vulnerable people, and it's not about attacking frontline workers. It's about asking why the system has been allowed to deteriorate to this point. So today, we're asking a simple but uncomfortable question. Has the TTC become one of the worst transit systems in the world? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you may see your daily commute very differently.
Whoever runs the 505 streetcar route, you need to get fired. Because what do you mean? We've been waiting for 45 fucking minutes and no streetcar has come. Early in the fucking morning. So you know what I have to do? I have to walk about 30 minutes in minus 21 degree weather to get to work so I'm not late. There's no substitute buses, nothing. Are you fucking kidding me? My hands are freezing and it's cold. I'm gonna cuss you all out. I don't fucking care.
If you are a girl in Toronto riding public transit with your headphones in, go ahead and take them out right now because let me tell you what the fuck just happened to me. I rode it 4 stops. I'm getting off at Dundas Station. I go to the doors. I'm about to get off like the fucking subway. And then I feel like this guy like walk past behind me and he's like mumbling under his breath, right? Whatever. He walks past me, behind me. And then 2 guys like move out of the way. 2 like big 6-foot guys move out of the way. So I'm like, oh fuck, like okay, like clearly I need to pay attention to something here. And then tell me why as I'm about to get off, literally standing there right in front of the doors, I lock in and what do I hear right behind me, like fucking the breath on my ear? I hear, I think I found someone I can, and he's fucking talking about me. The way I ran out of the TTC, the way I ran out of that fucking station and up the steps at Dundas. Girlies in Toronto, stay fucking safe because the crazies are really out.
Hey, are you in Toronto and you want to go anywhere? Well, you can't because it's the weekend. So the TTC is closed because of course it is. Because why would it not be closed 48 fucking weekends out of the year? The TTC is the single worst run subway in the entire world. It is despicable. Absolutely brutal.
Hey yo, check this out. Yo, there's gotta be something wrong when you live in a country like Canada, in a city like Toronto, and you take the TTC and you have to experience what you experience. Like, what's going on? Like, everybody, I swear, just stinks. Everyone's nasty. Like, it just, oh, cut to me trying to stay alive on the damn streetcar.
So is everybody in downtown Toronto just pretending like the streetcars don't smell like a giant camel's ass? Or is everybody just desensitized to the smell? Because I'm not being dramatic or over exaggerating when I say that every time I get on a streetcar downtown, I literally feel like puking in my mouth. I have to cover my nose and cover my mouth because I'm scared that I'm going to puke. I have a very sensitive stomach and I don't know how to tolerate smells like that. It smells like a giant ass in every streetcar downtown that I've been in. Very, very disgusting. I wish the TTC would do something about this. I don't know if honestly, I don't know if a diffuser would help. I don't know. But yo, y'all gotta freshen up them streetcars. They smell like fucking shit. And they didn't used to smell that bad several years ago, before they built the new streetcars, the modern ones. Back in the days, the streetcars did not smell that bad. Okay, they kind of smelled a little bit musty, but it wasn't that bad. These streetcars smell like a fucking giant foot. I don't know if I can take them anymore because I have such a sensitive stomach and I just can't. Like, I can't.
The GO train and TTC have been so bad recently. Yo, you need to lock in. So many delays. It's taking so long to get everywhere, and it's so packed because of delays and everything. All the problems I've been having recently. It's just been making it so much worse. Toronto, your transportation system sucks. The GO train sucks. They're dirty, they're stinky, and they never ever run on time.
I think the TTC, Toronto Transit, is the least safe place in Canada. I feel bad for tourists that come here to Toronto, discover a safe, beautiful, vibrant city, then step on the subway and really discover the underground. It's the only place I've seen knives, people pissing, shitting, puking, smoking crack, having sex, sometimes in that order. It's the only place in the world I've had 2 knives pulled on me at the same time. 2! I'm flattered that you think you need 2 knives, but I'm not John Wick, actually, and we're on a moving tunnel. What am I gonna do? One time I was on the Toronto Transit, subway, leaning against the door for safety, as I always do, and I hear a crinkling sound from below me. I'm like, what is that? And then a puff of smoke hits my face and I smell burning tires. I'm like, what the? This man is just openly smoking heroin right here on the train, blowing the smoke in my face. It's like, oh, great, I'm just on my way into an audition and now I know what heroin smells like and feels like. And did you bring enough to share with the class?
Tell me why. I was looking after some kids today and a 9-year-old told me that I shouldn't close my eyes while I'm on the subway, because we were talking about how tired we were because we had to wake up early, and then I had to, take the subway for an hour to get to where I was going. And I told her that my eyes were shutting. And she told me, no, you can't. You can't be doing that on the subway. You can't be doing that on the bus. A 9-year-old told me that. Tell me why. Tell me why the TTC has gotten so fucking bad and the government is doing absolutely nothing about it. Tell me why she said that she would rather be in an Uber for 5 hours than be on the bus for 10 minutes. Tell me why I keep seeing freaking ticks on the seats of the subway. Tell me why I would rather stand on the subway for an hour than sit. What the fuck is happening in Canada?
This is how TTC cleans the station. Just one streak. Just one little streak.
Hey Canada, do you want to know how stupid we are? Please grab something to drink, spend a minute with me. Do you guys realize that for 17 years, we have not had public transportation to get us from province to province, city to city, whatever? Because of one guy that went off his meds and the poor loss of life, horrific as it was, in one bus, in one city, in the entire country of Canada. And now 18 years later, 17 years later, we still cannot have public transportation. That is called holding on to the past. That is called living in fear. That is stupid. One man took down an entire transportation industry. And I'm irritated because all my friends are going to Mexico. And I'm stuck here sick. And I'm not in Mexico. And Mexico has a way better transit system. What the hell's the matter with you guys? What's the matter with us?
Deadass almost just got fined $500 from the TTC because I was just doing what everybody else was doing. Okay, so get this. Line 2 is completely down. I'm taking the fucking bus from Yorkville to get to Bathurst Station. We get off at Bathurst Station and I'm just following the fish, okay? Why the hell would anybody be entering the subway if the subway is down? We're just gonna walk right to the streetcar. That's the only thing that fucking makes sense. I'm in like a cesspool of people, right? Like me and like 15 to 20 other people are just walking straight to the streetcar. Next thing I know, a TTC worker is literally coming, like blaring straight at me and is like, you're on body cam, like you're on body cam. At this point, I'm fucking Helen Keller. Like I have 21 Savage blasting in my ears and I do not have my glasses on. I'm like, whoa, oh my fucking God, like what is going on? They explained to me that like I'm a dumbass because like I am like 5'5" and like a fucking sea of people and like I didn't see a sign. They were like, why did you look at the sign and then look back? Why did you look at the sign and look back? I'm like, what sign? Again, hi, Helen Keller, nice to fucking meet you. What sign? Why are TTC security like, why are you guys eating Doug Ford's asshole from the inside out? Why are you like rimming him? Anyways, I explained to them, I'm like, yo, I did not see the sign. Again, I'm like, I am just following foot traffic. Like, I am just following everybody else. It's fucking cold out. I have my head down. Anyways, they just like are threatening me and like threatening to find me and like da-da-da-da-da. Only pull like me and one other guy from this situation. Let him go, of course. I'm just like stuck talking to this bitch for like way too fucking long. She's on a power trip. Her little like co-defendant's on a power trip. They ended up letting me go with a warning, but like, wait. I'm like getting on to the streetcar. Thank you, Toronto, for like the amazing sense of community because I get on and everybody, even the fucking TTC driver is like, these people are fucked, like they're on a power trip, like this is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Everybody's taking my side. Next thing I know, she's right behind me. She gets on the fucking streetcar and she's like, oh my God, I like accidentally find you. Like I accidentally find you. How are you gonna put on that much of a fucking scene and not even be able to do your job correctly? How the fuck? Also, mind you, I make TikTok and fucking Instagram reels for a living. Take in that my job is still somehow more important than yours. How the fuck do you go home every day and like not hate yourself? How do you look in the mirror and be like, oh, I was gonna find a 23-year-old girl $500 before Christmas. Go me. Fuck you, Toronto. Fuck you, Doug Ford. Fuck you, TTC. Fuck this city. You guys are all literally eating Doug Ford shit.
Ontario wants to give TTC special constables new powers to arrest drug users. Special constables on the TTC are peace officers appointed by the Toronto Police Service Board, but they do not have firearms, only pepper spray and a baton. And while the Special Constables Association said that it could be a very useful tool, they're also concerned about them being put in front of people that are unpredictable, specifically without having tools that are necessary to take care of the issue, asking the government to also have access to a taser. And tasers are referred to as less than lethal weapons. Whereas a baton, they call it a barbaric beating stick that is meant to break what it hits, a taser can be done from far away. Other advocates are saying, though, that more police is not the answer, with the advocacy group TTC Riders saying that they've spoken with community members and people all across the city who actually feel less safe when there's more policing on public transit. And there are other proposals that have been brought forward by the city, including a pilot to add crisis workers to downtown subways. This is in order to help solve mental health calls without the police, with a community worker noting that these changes could undermine the work and further criminalize homelessness. Here's the issue. When the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. If you only arm yourself with more police and you give those police more weapons, the only solution to that problem is to use the force that is available. And that's not to say that the police don't play a role in helping people feel safe on public transit. But if we're only looking at one option, the option to further arm people and help them arrest people, we are not going to see solutions that are peaceful. And if your intended goal is to further victimize homeless people and drug addicts, then sure, this is a great solution. But if you actually want to help people and solve the problems, this ain't it. How do you feel about all this? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below.
So after everything we've talked about, the real question isn't whether the TTC has problems. We all know it does. The real question is why this has been allowed to become normal. In a city like Toronto, people rely on public transit to get to work, to school, to medical appointments, and to simply live their lives. For many, the TTC isn't a choice, it's a necessity. And yet, riders are increasingly expected to tolerate conditions that would be unacceptable in almost any other major city. We've normalized delays, we've normalized breakdowns, and now it feels like we're being told to normalize fear. What makes this even more frustrating is that this situation doesn't exist in a vacuum. The TTC is being asked to absorb the consequences of a much larger failure, a housing crisis, a mental health crisis, and a lack of coordinated support for the most vulnerable people in our society. Transit operators are not social workers. Subway platforms are not shelters. And commuters should not be collateral damage. This conversation isn't about compassion versus safety. We need both. It's about leadership, accountability, and priorities. So now I want to hear from you. If you ride the TTC regularly, do you feel safer, less safe, or exactly the same as you did a few years ago? And be honest, raise your hand in the comments if you think the TTC has become one of the worst run transit systems anywhere, not just in Canada. Your comments matter because silence is exactly how problems like this keep getting ignored. If this video put into words what you've been feeling on your daily commute, hit the like button so more people see it. And if you want more real conversations about what's happening in this country, without sugarcoating and without fear, subscribe to Canadian Rant, because Canadians deserve better, and pretending everything is fine won't make it so.